Okay, hello, I'm Sarkan, and today I want to talk about advantages of English in business. First, I'm going to share a success story with you. It's about a company called Rakuten from Japan. And then I will list and explain the advantages of English. And finally, I'm going to talk about the role of the linguist and what can a linguist do. Let's begin. First, this is Hiroshi Mikitani. He is the chairman and CEO of Rakuten. Rakuten is a very big Japanese communication company. In March 2010, he announced to his company that he is going to change the official language of his company from Japanese to English. And in 5 years, or 6 years, he achieved that, and now, today, 90% of the company can actually speak and communicate through English. And finally, thanks partly to English, or in his own words, Englishization, they were able to buy sites like eBay's Price Minister and the messaging app Viber, and they also bought some minor stakes in Lyft and Pinterest. So I believe this is actually a really good example of what could English help companies achieve. So, the first advantage of English is it allows companies to hire better employees. So let's say you are a company based in country A. Let's assume it's Turkey, a developed or developing country, and you want to hire a software developer. Let's assume there are thousands of software developers, and 20% of them are at expert level or higher. And only 1 in 10 of them are unemployed, so you could only hire between 2 choices. But if you were to use English, that means you will be able to hire from the world. So 1,000 times the amount of countries across the world you could hire from. And according to United Nations and Education First World Rankings, developed and developing countries has 50% of their population could speak English. And you do the math. Which one do you think has the higher chance of hiring a better employee? And this also means that the employees you are going to hire are going to be expert employees. So we have 2 employees here. One only speaks language A, the other one speaks language B and speaks English. They have the same amount of experience, they have both BA and MAs, but again, the amount of information available in English is higher than in any other language. So naturally, employee B is going to have, or more likely to have, more knowledge in his field of expertise. Let's move on to the second advantage, which is it allows companies to reach out to the rest of the world. So you are a company and you want to sell your product to the rest of the world. What do? You localize your product. You translate your product into those languages. Let's say you are speaking language A. You will then translate into language B, then to C, and then to D. But if you were to use English instead of language A, it would mean that there would be more localization companies at your service, and you will be able to obtain a greater service than you would be able to get if you were using language A. Why? Well, English is lingua franca, and we all know that there are more companies working with English rather than another language. This also means you can access information earlier than your competitors. So again, this is your company, you are based in country A, and you are speaking language A. And let's assume there is a new information has been revealed in country B. What's going to happen? First, it's going to be expressed in language B, naturally. But since you don't speak it, you won't be able to reach. You won't be able to, access it. After that, it's going to be translated into English, but yet again, you don't speak English, so you won't be able to access it yet again. And finally, when it's translated into your language, you will be able to access it. But sadly, this sometimes doesn't even happen. So it's better to obtain English and access the information earlier than your competitors. Finally, it also means English actually helps economies of the countries. And as you all know, economy means, a good economy means good business. According to United Nations and Education First, the better, or let's say, as the proficiency level of a country increase, the quality of life and the economy of the country increases as well. So actually, English is intertwined with business and economy. So, with all said and done, what could a linguist do? Well, I'm going to list some effective ways to improve proficiency level of English. The first one is, as you all guess, to teach English. But first, you should get a proper education, like CELTA, DELTA, which are accredited throughout the world, and then teach, so you could teach better. And secondly, you could do language planning for companies, which is also called language consulting, which includes arranging workshops, office activities, and promoting use of English in countries. Companies. And finally, I think this one is the most effective one. Research what is effective in your country. Because it really varies greatly from country to country what effects English have in business. Right now, there are lots of research going on Pakistan, Malaysia, Japan, but none in our country. So I believe this will give us the most valuable information. And these are references I have used to prepare my presentation. And this is it. Thank you for listening.